future of Roe versus Wade still hangs in the balance after that unprecedented leak of a Supreme Court draft opinion. Tonight we've learned a week from tomorrow, the 9 justices will meet face to face, and it's believed it will be the first meeting since the breach. Monday is the next time opinions will be issued at the court. It's not clear if the abortion ruling will happen then. The current term ends in June. Tonight, officials with Planned Parenthood and the Catholic Diocese of Phoenix reacting to that leaked draft. ABC 15's Luz Delia Caballero shares what both organizations say should happen if it is officially overturned.
Folks are fired up across the valley, some seeing the leaked draft as an answer to their prayers, others seeing this as a breach of freedom. People taking to the streets across the country to protest the leaked draft Supreme Court opinion, including right here in Phoenix Tuesday.
They're making their voices heard, and I think that this is really just the beginning.
Brittany Fontenot, the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood Arizona, reacting to the news.
I believe that Roe v. Wade potentially being overturned is one of the most fundamental breaches of our freedom.
She says that freedom includes women being able to have autonomy over their own body.
If Roe versus Wade is overturned, we know that there are 26 states in the United States that are poised to either eliminate or highly restrict access to abortion.
ABC 15 talking to a woman wanting to remain anonymous, but also wanting to share her story and the lengths she had to go through in order to ultimately get an abortion in Arizona because it was illegal in the country she was residing in.
I technically had to travel to 2 countries to get an abortion. So one country that it was illegal, in hopes that I could do it under the table in a sense. And then when that didn't work out, coming back to the U.S. where it is legal.
And she says potentially stripping women of that right may only make matters more dangerous for them.
It's not going to necessarily stop that pursuit. It just would make it more difficult and maybe put people in circumstances that are potentially dangerous to them for a procedure that shouldn't be so dangerous.
We're all in favor of freedom, we're all in favor of choice. The challenge comes when those choices impact the lives and dignity of other people. And so that's where we need to draw lines.
Mike Phelan with the Roman Catholic Diocese of Phoenix says they've long prayed Roe v. Wade be overturned.
If abortion is the killing of a human person who's innocent, then not having that in our country would be the ideal.
And should the leaked draft become an official ruling,
we stand ready to help women who need help as well.
And even though the leaked draft seems to signal an end to the decades-long precedent upholding Roe v. Wade, Fontenot says Planned Parenthood won't back down.
This is the fight. We're ready for it.
Luz Delia Caballero, ABC 15, Arizona.
A judge ruling a convicted murderer was fit to stand trial, and now Clarence Dixon is scheduled to be executed a week from today. His defense claims psychological problems prevented him from understanding why the state wants to end his life. Dixon is on death row for killing a 21-year-old ASU student in 1978. Dixon's attorneys plan to appeal the ruling. Secretary of State Antony Blinken isolating at home tonight after testing positive for COVID-19. The State Department says Secretary Blinken is fully vaccinated and boosted and is experiencing only mild symptoms. We're told Secretary Blinken will work virtually until he receives a negative test. Here in Arizona, state health officials out with our weekly COVID numbers. In the last week, we added more than 3,900 new cases. The state also adding 238 COVID-related deaths. New at 5, Senator Kyrsten Sinema taking on the Biden administration over their push to lift Title 42. It's a Trump-era policy created to curb the spread of COVID-19 by keeping migrants from coming into the country, even seeking asylum. ABC 15's Patrick Hayes shows us why plans to end that practice are sparking debate.
For 2 years, the federal government has been using Title 42 to keep migrants out of the U.S. Now, plans to end that practice are raising questions and concerns.
Every time migration surges, Arizona communities pay the price for the federal government's failure.
In a hearing on Wednesday, Arizona Democrat Kyrsten Sinema asked questions about the administration's plan to address the expected surge of migrants coming across the border.
The administration's decision to suspend Title 42 will add incredible stress to federal law enforcement, nonprofits, and Arizona communities that are at capacity and have been in a state of emergency for years.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol is apprehending about 7,000 migrants a day. That number is expected to jump to 18,000 a day if and when Title 42 is lifted. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says they're prepared to handle that kind of increase.
We are already surging personnel, resources, transportation resources to the border. We understand the need to be already in place when Title 42 comes to an end.
Title 42 was scheduled to end on May 23rd, but several states, including Arizona, have sued the federal government, leading to a lot of uncertainty. A federal judge put a temporary hold on the May 23rd deadline to end Title 42. There will be a hearing next week on the issue with a final ruling expected soon after. Patrick Hayes, ABC 15, Arizona.
Tracking your money. As expected, today the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.5 percentage point. Stocks surged after the announcement. It's the highest rate hike in 22 years. This means it will impact things like car and home loans. The Federal Reserve chairman reassuring Wall Street he's confident in the U.S. economy despite fears of a recession. World News Tonight taking a deeper look at this ahead at 5:30. We're less than 2 hours away from tip-off Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals for the Suns as they play host to the Dallas Mavericks. ABC 15's Jorge Torres live at Footprint Center, where it's going to be a party inside and outside with some special events planned for tonight. Jorge?
Yeah, that's right. See, the party already starting, in fact, here in the Footprint Center as the gates have officially opened. And there'll be even more events happening in about an hour or so when Mexican banda singer Larry Hernandez will have a meet and greet with fans outside. And then he'll also be the halftime performer in honor of Cinco de Mayo, which isn't officially until tomorrow, of course. But the Suns don't play tomorrow. They play tonight. So it'll be rocking as well. And joining us now is actually a season ticket holder and a fan, diehard fan of the Phoenix Suns. We have Catherine and Isaiah. How excited are you about tonight's game?
I'm very excited about tonight and this season as well.
And you've been coming to games for a very, very long time. And since the bubble, in fact, you've just noticed a change on this team.
They were epic in the bubble. We almost took it last year. We're going to take it this year.
Why are we taking it this year? What's the difference? What's the key?
Just the team mixture, the chemistry. They work together like a family, and we support them all the way.
All right, game one, they took them. Easy victory, it seemed like. Do you think it's going to be the same tonight?
Of course. Suns in 4.
Suns in 4.
Suns in 4.
The battle cry here in Phoenix once again at the Footprint Center, where tip-off is in a little less than 2 hours. Of course, you have time to make it out here also for the special event going on from 6 to 7 and at halftime. But reporting live here at the Footprint Center, Jorge Torres, ABC 15, Arizona.
All day we've been sharing ways to save money this summer, and we have seen higher prices in many places with inflation. But one guaranteed price hike for Arizonans is the summer energy bill. ABC 15's Zach Crenshaw looking into how you can lower the bill and the temperature inside.
If you've spent even one summer in Arizona, you've experienced not just the heat, but the painful summer energy bill.
Would get as high as like $600 plus every month.
But despite the surge, many people aren't looking into all the ways they can save.
I should be, but I don't.
No, I just do my own thing.
Not even sure. Isn't that crazy? I don't know.
I don't think they feel like they have the control that they really do in shifting their energy use and saving money.
Arizona energy giants APS and SRP say their combined 2+ million customers can make some simple adjustments and save some serious coin.
Let's start with your air conditioner because it is typically the biggest consumer of energy in your home. Scheduling annual maintenance to make sure it's in tip-top shape and running efficiently.
And change your air filter monthly. Number 2, get a free energy assessment from one of your provider's experts.
And you take the advisor on a tour of your home virtually. They will tell you all the different ways that you could be saving money.
Third on the list, smart thermostats.
They are pre-programmed to know to turn up the temperature when you're away.
And when you are home, tip 4, pre-cool your house before those peak evening hours.
Customers who do it say they save hundreds of dollars. Every degree you raise your thermostat, you can save 2 to 3% on your cooling costs.
There are tons of other hacks to stay cool, like avoiding the oven and dryer, getting blinds for certain windows, or switching out your light bulbs.
LEDs emit 90% less heat and also use 90% less electricity.
All of it makes a difference.
For some communities, it becomes more of a decision between your power bill and your rent, your mortgage.
I think it's important for customers to know that we're here to help. If you're struggling to pay your bill, call us.
And ultimately, just take 30 minutes one day before it hits 110 and look into all the ways that you can save.
Much more than I think customers realize.
You're making me more aware. I think I'll look into it today.
Zach Crenshaw, ABC 15, Arizona.
Well, we do have more tips on how to save on our website right now. And one last one, don't forget those rebates. Your energy provider may have discounts on smart thermometers and upgraded AC units, even free trees for shade. To see all our coverage in our Making Ends Meet Smart Shopper special, head to abc15.com/Smart Shopper. In about 15 minutes, we're going to take a look at the popularity of extreme couponing. So, Steve, that's still ahead. One popular rule, forget the oven, as Zach mentioned, crock pots only in the summer for dinner.
Good tip. I like that. A race,
I'll invite you over.
A race to find survivors. A building collapse at a construction site. Victims trapped under the debris.
I'm Megan Thompson at the state capitol for Operation Safe Roads, and I was just in the executive tower with Governor Doug Ducey as he signed a bill getting $400 million to Arizona roadways. Coming up, where the I-10 is going to be expanded and what that means for reducing crashes.
And coming up in your forecast, we've got our first triple digits coming soon. Some air quality alerts to talk about and high winds and high fire danger over the Mother's Day weekend. I'll take you day by day coming up.
At least 3 people hurt after a partial building collapse at a construction site in Boston. Officials say at one point they had to search for people trapped under all the debris. The conditions of the 3 people still not known. Construction was underway to develop property for retail, housing, and commercial space. Investigators now on scene looking into what caused the collapse. Investigators looking into what happened and what caused a multi-vehicle crash involving a school bus, the Cliff Castle chopper, over the aftermath. This is in Peoria near the 75th Avenue and Cactus intersection. Police tell us only one woman had minor injuries and no one else was hurt. Police do not believe any of the drivers involved were impaired. In tonight's Operation Safe Roads report, after sitting idle for years, Governor Doug Ducey looking to move traffic forward in an Arizona trouble spot. Our Megan Thompson was in the executive tower as he signed a bill aiming to add another lane on I-10 for drivers in southeastern Arizona.
The route to expand 26 miles of Arizona roadway begins right here at the state capitol.
SB 1239, connecting our state north to south.
This means $400 million from the state's general fund will get to work to widen I-10 between Chandler and Casa Grande, the last stretch between the Phoenix area and Tucson where the roadway is 2 lanes. ADOT and a group of bipartisan supporters believe this will help ease congestion, improve safety, plus be a driving force of new economic opportunities.
The Gila River community, we're definitely so appreciative, and we see a bright future ahead in this region.
More funding will be needed to complete this project, but this allows $300 million more to be requested through federal grants. Now we wait for this work at the Capitol to actually translate onto Arizona roadways. ADOT tells me they will likely begin construction sometime next year. It's something Operation Safe Roads will continue to follow closely for you. For now, reporting at the state Capitol for Operation Safe Roads, I'm Megan Thompson.
Well, shopping for summer hasn't stopped, even with inflation costs rising. So finding a deal on a tighter budget is going to be key. Timing is everything, is what we're learning. Because if swimsuits are on your list of must-haves for this season, we asked retailer expert Kristen McGrath, is it better to buy now or wait for seasonal items to go on sale?
So right now, swimsuits are more expensive than they're going to be at the end of summer for sure when they go on clearance. But the good news is that you have more of a selection. So you're likely to find something you want. You definitely want to look at retailers' weekly ads. Target has a great weekly ad, and wait until it's offering a % off discount on swimsuits. So if you can't wait till the end of the season, if last year's swimsuit isn't really going to last you another season, definitely look for those sales.
McGrath also says, of course, swimsuits will be even cheaper when they do go on clearance, but then you're at risk of slimmer selection, fewer styles and sizes out there. Now, Amber, we may need to take advantage of the swimsuit deal as it heats up in the valley. Amber's joining us now, tracking this other run that we're facing to the triple digits right now. It's hard to get around it, though, Amber, with kids. They grow so fast, and you got to get them a suit for the summer. It's just too hot here.
Yeah, it's almost every year. That's the only reason how I know my kids grow. Is they put on their swimsuit from the year before, and I go, oh, you grew a little. You need one now, new one now. Temperatures are in the triple digits, though, for Friday and Saturday, so the pools are going to start to heat up. It could be our first 100s of the year by Friday. We've tried a couple of times, but only hit 99 twice in April, so we haven't quite crossed that triple-digit threshold yet, but it looks like we'll do it by the end of the week as high pressure builds in. Tomorrow, 97 degrees in the forecast before those triple digits set in, and a high pollution advisory. So just know if you are going to be outside tomorrow, if you have respiratory conditions like asthma or COPD, you'll want to limit your time outside in the afternoon, or you may have difficulty breathing as that ozone pollution takes over. There's our ridge of high pressure. That's what's bringing the heat, but it doesn't last long. Low pressure starts to move in from the northwest as we head through the weekend and early next week. It is going to slowly move in, and we are expecting several days of breezy to windy conditions across our state as it approaches. The good news is it's going to drop temperatures quite a bit. Of course, the bad news, conditions generally look dry, and the winds picking up are going to lead to really high fire danger through the Mother's Day weekend. So we look at northern Arizona winds. Sunday and Monday is when they're going to be the strongest here, and sustained winds could be up to 30 miles per hour those days in the Flagstaff area with gusts near 45. For the valley, it's going to be windy on Mother's Day as our winds get up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. But breezes start Saturday, and breezy conditions continue through at least the middle of next week.